d'arriver du king, le président de l'Afrique, son excellence, le capitaine Ibrahim,
Coup d'etat in Ivory Coast. So allegedly there is coup d'etat currently happening in Ivory Coast. Alassane Ouattara government is currently being overthrown. I'm trying to confirm from some of my guys in Ivory Coast, but for some reason I have sent message to everybody or anybody I know in Ivory Coast, and none of them has been able to reply me. I'm told they've shut down their network just to prevent the news from coming out. According to my source, the army chief general has been assassinated by the coup plotters because he's snitching to France. He's trying to alert France to come in and shut down the revolution so that this man can stay in power. Guys, these are all based on speculation. I don't have any concrete evidence. I'm still trying to gather more evidence. But you see, I want this guy out of power. This guy is a dictator. He's a big puppet of France. I've spoken a lot about this guy. He's a puppet of America. He's a puppet of, the West. You see, this guy was not supposed to even become the president of Ivory Coast because of the constitution of Ivory Coast, because his age was more than the age limit you are supposed to be before you run for president in Ivory Coast. Then after France overthrew Laurent Gbagbo, they told the people of Ivory Coast that, look, you see, this guy is the only guy who can stabilize Ivory Coast because of the instability that you guys are currently in. Let this guy run for just one term. After he ran for one term, we will take him out of office. Then you guys will choose whoever you want. Then the people of Ivory Coast said, okay, let him run. He's just going for one term, right? Then France said, oh yes, he's going for one term. They asked America, he's running for only one term, eh? They said yes, he's running for one term. Then they brought this guy in. So France said, okay, he'll run for only one term. America said he'll run for only one term. African Union accepted. The people of Ivory Coast accepted only one term. 4 or 5 years he's gone. That's all. That was what France said. They brought this guy in. When this guy's first term was almost over, he appointed somebody. He said, okay, after I am gone, my vice president will take over. The people of Ivory Coast said, no, that was not the agreement. You said you were running for one term. You didn't tell us that you were going to appoint somebody. He said, no. Oh, I'm only appointing this person to take over my political party when I'm not there. So I'll present the person to you guys, then you vote for him. Then the people of Ivory Coast said, okay, this sounds like democracy, right? They accepted. We don't know what happened. This person, this guy, chose to take over, died. This guy came out and told everybody that because the person I appointed to take over Ivory Coast is dead, so I can't hand over the country. I have to continue. And people of Ivory Coast said, no, that's not democracy. We don't give a damn about whoever you appointed. He said, no, I can't hand over the country to anybody. I've worked so hard to stabilize this country. I can't hand over the country to anybody. Then this guy decided to go for another term. Now, according to the constitution of Ivory Coast, you can't run for more than 2 terms. This is the case in most of the so-called, democratic countries in Africa. Here, you can only run for 2 terms, 10 years or 8 years. This guy went for another term. When he went for another term, he appointed somebody again to the people of Ivory Coast that, look, when I am not there, I want this guy to take over. Because I've worked so hard to make this country, the utopia of Africa. So I can't just hand it over to anybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the person this guy appointed again died. he also died. We don't know what happened. It seems like somebody is getting rid of. I hope what I'm thinking is not the actual case or what actually happened, but I don't understand why anytime this guy appoints somebody to take over, the person died. How? It doesn't make any sense, right? I hope everybody know where this is going. He's going to run for another more term because the person he appointed to take over the country is dead again. I was in Ivory Coast by then. I was in Ivory Coast. There was a lot of tension in Ivory Coast by then. A lot of people were not happy. And the most important thing, Alassane Ouattara has become a tool for France to use against our darling boy in Burkina Faso. This guy has become a tool. You've heard this a million times. They are trying to take down Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Assassination attempt failed. Assassination attempt failed. Most of the assassination attempts came from Ivory Coast. Anytime they arrest somebody in Burkina Faso, there's Ivory Coast for intelligence among them. When I say intelligence, I mean they have people who are part of their CIA, whatever they call it in Ivory Coast. They have people who are part of those who are trying to take down Captain Ibrahim Traoré. You think this is coincidence? No. The last time Ivory Coast had somebody who was the last time Burkina Faso had somebody who was transforming Burkina Faso, it was Ivory Coast who sponsored the coup d'etat. So this is no coincidence. They've done it before. I'm talking about Thomas Sankara. Ivory Coast was the mastermind behind Thomas Sankara assassination. You know, I have to end it here.
Let me give you a quick update on what so far we have received. Okay, so far we have received. We have people who are living in Cote d'Ivoire. Our brothers and sisters and families are also there. So they also feed us with information and everything that is happening there. So this is what we know so far. Okay, this is what we know so far. So pay attention. Yesterday around 9:30 p.m. and then we had a call from one of our comrades. Okay, one of our comrades in Cote d'Ivoire. We had a call from him, and when he called, he was like, he is in the capital city right now, Cote d'Ivoire, the capital city, and they have heard some gunshots. Okay, around the presidency, around that side, they have heard some gunshots. So, and after the gunshots, after some minutes later, their internet went off. Internet in Cote d'Ivoire, especially the capital city, went off. And so he called us to tell us that this so far, this is what has happened in Cote d'Ivoire. He was informing us that they had some gunshots in the capital city and also at the presidency side. And then after some minutes later, their internet also went off. We tried calling him, we are not getting him because their internet went off. And so now the question is, so many people are calling for coup d'etat to happen in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. So many African countries, especially the youth, are calling that, and people are even happy. People are jubilating. People are happy that there should be a coup in Cote d'Ivoire. That's what people are wishing for. So the question is, why are African youth so much interested in coup d'etat that they are calling that coup should happen in some countries? Have we asked ourselves this question? People are asking that there should be coup d'etat, especially in Cote d'Ivoire. People are so happy and making sure this thing happen. So the question is, why are people so happy that coup d'etat should happen in Cote d'Ivoire? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. That's a brilliant question every African should be asking themselves. Why are people wishing for coup d'etat should happen in Cote d'Ivoire? It's a question every African should be asking. Everybody should be asking this question. Why are people not asking that coup d'etat should happen in Burkina Faso to get rid of Captain Ibrahim Traoré? But people are asking that coup d'etat should happen in Cote d'Ivoire to get rid of Alassane Ouattara. Why are people asking for that? There's a problem. That means there's something wrong. Because since yesterday that we heard the news, you know what has happened? So many, if you go on social media, majority of the youth are all happy. When you post about the coup that has happened in Cote d'Ivoire, everybody is happy. Go and check the comment section. People are commenting. Like about 90% are happy that it has happened. Even though it is a rumor that people are saying, about 90% are saying it should happen. So why, the question is, why are people so happy that coup d'etat should happen in Cote d'Ivoire? That means there is something wrong. There's a question mark there. Huh? There's a question mark. The leader over there is a big question mark on him. That people are wishing that military should take him out. There's a question mark there.
But there's no direct source from Ivory Coast yet. Yes. No network in Ivory Coast. You can't contact anybody from Ivory Coast. Nothing. But there is an internal coup in Ivory Coast. And I pray it comes true. Because Alassane Dramani Maham Ouattara is a traitor. He has ruled Ivory Coast for 15 years. And before he took power, 2010, there was a lot of assassination because the IVORY kicked against his government. They said they don't want Alassane Dramani Ouattara, but there was many assassinations. So now the military of IVORY has decided to conduct a coup. And we pray the coup is successful because Alassane Ouattara is a direct puppet to the West, mostly France. He takes instructions from Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. He collects money to betray his people, Alassane Ouattara. So we pray the coup is successful. Yes, because Africa are rising up. We don't need puppets. We don't want puppets to rule us. We don't want Western puppets to rule us. We need fresh blood. Yes, not by military, like Nigeria. I wouldn't want military to take over, no. I don't want military to take over, but we need fresh blood. Not all those old puppets that begs for money, takes loan up and down, takes loan that the next first generation won't be able to pay. Squattering the money. They are civil servants, but they loot our money. The police are suffering, the soldiers are suffering, in fact, all the HSCs, they are suffering. No money, they don't want to increase their salary, they oppress them, go to police barrack, go to army barrack, many things. But they squander our money. Let everything for themselves, for their family. So we don't need all those shit. We need a country of equality. Like when Captain Ibrahim Traoré took office, he reduced the salary of ministers, all the government officials, and increased the salary of civil servants by 50%. Oh, so those are the kind of government we need. Then, secondly, President TINUBU has ordered the police to arrest anybody who come out to protest on the 25th for Captain Ibrahim Traoré, because you know, on the 30th of April was a general protest around the world, black people around the world. So they protested. The protest was successful, but the protest that took place in Nigeria, the people were arrested by the DSS. So there is an instruction, of course. But right now they are planning another protest because they want to protest against the propagandas of the BBC News. They want to bring down Ibrahim Traoré because they are posting the propaganda. Exactly what they use to bring Muammar Gaddafi down. That is exactly the tactics they use to bring down Muammar Gaddafi. So they are using the tactics. To the extent they acknowledge every account that is promoting Ibrahim Traoré. As at yesterday, or a day, let me say on the 18th, they brought out a list from X. A list from X that are promoting Ibrahim Traoré, all the accounts that are promoting Ibrahim Traoré, talking about Ibrahim Traoré. I think Nigeria was about 348,602. Only X, not on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, no, just X, formerly known as Twitter. So we decided to say, okay, there's going to be a protest on the 25th. We want to protest against BBC, Al Jazeera, CIA, that they should stop the propaganda. We know everything that is going on in Burkina Faso. So our President Bola Ahmed TINUBU, the respected president of Nigeria, has ordered the police arrest anybody that come out to protest for President Ibrahim Traoré. That is the major breaking news now in Nigeria. So if you're in Nigeria, you better be careful. Be very, very careful. Yes, if you're in Nigeria, even if you want to protest, create a platform, use it to advocate for our all, the Jesus Christ of Africa, Ibrahim Traoré, instead of going out to protest. You know, those they take instruction from the West.
When I said France, hands off Africa, it wasn't a joke. When I say France, it's time for you to back down, back off, and do whatever it is that you want to do, to just go on your own from Africa, you're not listening. Good news and breaking news today. Senegal just kicked out France troop out of Senegal. They ship them out like goods in a cargo plane. You see, that's why I say that the fight against Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traoré, it's not just about Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traoré. It is the fear of what is about to happen in Africa, of France losing. Yesterday, I dropped a video for you guys, and I told you guys that the French former economic minister is at war with Emmanuel Macron because of the loss of influence in Africa and in the continent. France is losing economically, is losing value, is losing on every side. So there is war here and there. Ministers getting resigned, prime minister submitting resignation later, and Macron cannot take all this at once. But unfortunately, it is what it is in this generation. Africa has woken. Now, we're talking about you having your military base in Africa. You don't have military base anywhere in the world. And Africans don't have military base in France. We don't have military base in the Britain. We don't have military base in America. Why do you guys want to insist on having military base in Africa? And having military base is not even the most confusing thing. Is what your military are doing in Africa. The exploitation, the disvaluing of the people, the causing of the problems, the inflation, and using the military power to extract things from Africa to go develop your country without giving anything to Africa or a little percent to Africa. And then you think Africans are just insignificant. So it is time for us to use the law of elimination of non-essential. And France has become a non-essential in Africa. And we will do anything possible to take out France out of Africa. I love what Senegal did, actually re-establishing English in their school system so that they can start decolonizing the people and reassessing every single thing that France has done. Strategic development for Africa. This is a win for Africa. Congratulate Senegal, congratulate Africa, congratulate every single person. If you love Africa, I want you to share this. The first thing you do when you come on this page is for you to hit that plus button. And the next one is for you to share so that this news can spread. Because we want to educate Africans. We want to teach. We want to bring ourselves back. Listen, guys, no one is better than you as an African. No one is better than you. The years and the decade and the season of inferiority complex, those days are over. Don't ever look down on yourself, whether you are living in Africa or outside of the shore of Africa, living abroad. You are as important as anybody that you come across on the planet Earth. Your language, your country, your region, your district does not diminish your value. You are very valuable. I want you to carry yourself with that respect and with that mindset. Now, building a prosperous Africa requires self-determination. We have to be self-determined. We have to know what we are going. We have to set up a plan that we are following. And that is why we ought to speak about a unified vision. We cannot have a Senegal trying to do something else, and Burkina Faso trying to do something else, and then Mali do something else, and Nigeria doing something else, and Gabon doing something else, Ivory Coast doing different things. No, there is need for us to come under one unified vision for Africa. And then we will be able to make unstoppable progress. We must be patriotic in our thinking. Wherever you see Africa from today, whether on social media or in person, you have to treat them with respect. Wherever you see one another, you have to treat each other with respect and dignity. I happen to work in a public place also in the United States. And I see sometimes when I come across black people, when you try to pay attention to them and give them due respect, some of them just walk off. That is not the right way to do things. Wherever you see yourself, embrace yourself, greet yourself, treat yourself with respect. True transformation begins with a patriotic mindset. Being patriotic in your mindset, in your thinking, is the first transformation that we need in Africa. We must think and we must act and we must live for the betterment of Africa, home and abroad. We think, we act, and we live for the betterment, for the improvement, for the prosperous continent that we came from. Our decisions and actions must reflect a deep commitment to our people and to our land. If you love Africa, I want you to share this. I want you to hit the like button. Hit the like button, then hit that plus button, and then hit that arrow that says share, because we must get this information to every single person. It is a new season. It is a new dawn. Africa, wake up. It is time for us to celebrate what God has done for us, where we are coming from, the land that we dwell in, our dwelling place, and the power the wealth, the authenticity that we have as a people. Africa must rise. Africa has all it takes to live and to win. We have rich resources. We have rich talents and culture. However, to rise to our full potential, we must renew our mindsets. To rise to what we want to become, we must renew our mindset and reevaluate our value system. And then we have to develop a strong guiding philosophy. We have to develop a strong guiding philosophy where Africa is concerned. Congratulations to Senegal. Congratulations to Mali. Congratulations to Burkina Faso. No matter what happens, we are marching forward. And if you love Africa, you believe in Africa, you believe in everything we say about Africa, I want you to share this, I want you to like it, and I want you to comment. Leave me your comments. Sister, leave me your comment. Brother, it is a new season. It is a new season. And by the way, Emmanuel Macron, when the news hits ground, you know, I always do my research and follow up. I have my ears in France. They say he was shivering. He was shivering. He cannot believe left, right, and center why he's trying to solve one problem. Another problem is coming. Their finances is going down. Now they are talking about their reserves that has become like untouchable. Now they are thinking of what to do to keep those reserves because they are being cut off from Africa. They are being cut off. Gradually, this is just the beginning. We have had about 4 countries cutting them off. It's going to go to 20. And then it's going to spread to the rest of the world. It is time. There is something that we are working on. We are putting them together. Those of you that are asking for the link, just be patient with me. Be patient with me. You're going to get all connected. We're going to work this out. It's not just going to be on the social media. We're going to be physical in your country. We're going to be physical in your region. We're going to come around. We're going to do seminars. We're going to do training. We're going to spread out and share things. Africa is self-determined.